Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys how I drift my car, okay, using all-wheel drive and automatic transmission. So firstly, we'll have to choose the car. So I will suggest to start with a Formula Drift car. So my favorite car is this one, Supra, okay, 151 Toyota GR Supra. And I already modified it. Okay, so I already tuned it to the setting I want. So let's have a look at the setting. So first you need to go to custom upgrade and go to this conversion. So conversion engine swap, and then just buy the racing 3 liter 16T. Okay, and drivetrain swap, change to AWD drivetrain, meaning all-wheel drive. The reason I want to use all-wheel drive is it's easier to control for drift, okay, especially for newbie like me. All-wheel drive is a better choice, okay, as a start. And then I'm also using automatic transmission for drifting. So later I will show you guys the the drift, okay. And then go back to the tires and rims. So tire compound, I am using this the stock tire compound. So you guys can test around with all these tires. So I would suggest you to try with snow tire. This is very slippery, so as a start I would suggest to start with the stock tire, okay. And drag tire also, some people recommended using this tire, so you guys can try around with the tires. So my choice now is to use the stock tire compound. And the rim style, anything, this makes not much difference, so I didn't change anything. So front rim size, I'll change it to the largest rim, okay, this one, 20-inch front rims. And the rear rim size also changed to 20-inch, okay, 20-inch rear rims. And front track width, for the track width we maximize it, so we choose this one, the largest one, the highest width. And also the rear track width, also using this widest one, okay. And then go to the drivetrain. So transmission, change to the rest transmission, 7-speed. Drive line, change to rest drive line. Differential, change to drift differential, okay. The brakes, change to rest brakes, okay, rest brakes. Springs and damper, change to rest spring and damper, okay. So the engine, okay, for the engine part I did not change anything yet, so we just use the stock engine. Everything here is using the stock, okay, stock parts. So as a start, so we will use the stock part, okay. That's all for the custom upgrades for your car, okay. So next we will need to go to the tuning. So let's go up, okay. So let's go to, okay. So for the tuning part, okay, so for the tuning part, so press this, so go to your car and tune your car, okay. So here you can see tire pressure. We want to have a we want to do drift, okay. We want to drift the car. So what we want is we want high pressure for both front and rear tire. So I set it to 3.1 bar, okay. So we don't want to have a low pressure tire, because the low tire pressure is harder to drift. Higher tire pressure is easier to drift, okay. So set it to a higher pressure. I'm setting it to 3.1 for both. So gearing, okay, for the gearing part, normally for this final drive, okay, so it will come with a default setting after you change your the custom parts just now for the transmission part. So normally it will come with a default setting. So the default setting I think is around 4.5 to 4.7 for this final drive. Excuse me. So just pull it down to around 4. Okay, pull it to around 4. So 4, okay. And all the other settings, the first gear, second gear, third gear until the 7th gear, I did not change anything. So you can follow my settings here. So I'll stop for a while for you to write it down. Okay, you can follow my settings here. So what we want to do is for, remember for this 5th gear, 6th gear, and 7th gear, you try to do something like this. So long, short, long. Okay, you see, look at the chart, long, short, long. Okay, and then for first gear, second gear, third gear, and fourth gear, second to fourth gear. So this few gear, the timing, the duration is around the same. Okay, from the chart. Okay. So next is the alignment. So I think the most important thing in a drift car is the alignment. So for the camber here, camber means the tire. Okay, so imagine this is the tire. So okay, tire from the front view. Okay, front view. So camber, if you have a positive camber, it will be slanting like this. So your car will have a slanted tire, slanting inside. Okay, something like this. If a negative camber is like this. Okay, so your car, okay, it's very hard to explain using hands, so just roughly, so I put a photo letter to show you as a camber. So negative camber will give you a wider tire, the tire slanted outwards. Okay, so imagine this is your car body and it's slanted outward, and then for positive it will slanted inward. So if you want your car to drift, so you want a easier handling when you drift. Like for example, you drift to the right, and then you suddenly want to turn and drift to the left. So you want better handling in this situation. So I would suggest you change your front camber to positive camber. Okay, positive. So like my case is 1.9 degree, and then the rear camber is a negative. So rear camber is negative 1 degree. So like this, if you do like this, you will be easier to control when the car drifts. So if your car start to slide to the right, and then you suddenly want to change your direction to the left. So with these settings, you can easily control the car like sliding, okay, left, right, left, right. So it's easier to control. So you can play around with these two figures here, okay. From my experience is rear negative 1 and front will be positive times 2, okay, times 2 of the rear. Okay, let's say this one is negative 1, so this one you put 2, around 2. So it will be easier to control. Then for the toe in and toe out, so this will be the wheel, okay. If you toe out, the wheel will be like this. And just now the camber for the front side, toe out, camber is positive, meaning the wheel will be upwards and slanted inwards like this. And then for the rear side, toe out and negative camber, it will be like this, the wheel. Okay, so this is the setting I'm using for my drift car. And the other things, I think the most important thing is the alignment part, which is the camber and the toe. So just maximize the toe side, the toe and the camber. You try with my setting. Okay, then anti-roll soft all the way, spring soft, right height low, damping soft, aero, okay, lowest. Okay, we want to have the lowest downforce. Okay, because the more downforce you have on your car, it's harder for it to drift. So we don't want any downforce here, so just minimize it. Okay, then the brakes, so we want more brakes at the rear side, so it's a 24% to the rear. Okay, and differential, okay, this one is another important thing. For front, acceleration 100%, deceleration 0. For rear, 100% and 0. Okay, and for the centering, so we want to have a drift car. So most of the throttle power should go to the rear side. Okay, because we are using all-wheel drive here, so we can change the centering of the throttle power. So the torque, okay, so we need to shift the torque to the rear side so that the rear wheel will spin more torque than the front wheel. So when you press your throttle, the front wheel will have less torque and the rear wheel have more torque. So it will tend to spin faster and then it will tend to drift. Okay, so I'm setting it to 68% here. So these are all my settings. So I hope you can try it out. For me, I think for this setting, all-wheel drive and automatic transmission is very easy to drift and very good to control. But one thing, using all-wheel drive car, this Supra Formula Drift, okay, it doesn't produce that much smoke from the tire. So sometimes you can't see any smoke coming out from the tire, so it doesn't feel like you are drifting. But I think it's still okay in this case, so you can try it out as a start. Okay. So okay, I'll go to roundabout to show you guys a simple drift. Okay. So if you want,
when it is safe to do so.
So if you want to do some training, you can start at the roundabout. Okay.
200 meters.
So
turn right.
Okay. And then another thing is I like to when you drift, you don't hold the steering using both hands. Okay. So normally what I do is I hold like this. Okay, like this. So you can have a faster reaction for you to turn around, and it will be easier for you to drift also. Okay. So let me show you some. Okay, something like this. So I'm going to So we are going to roundabout to do the testing. So as you can see, the car
meters. Turn left.
The car tend to slide around, okay, because of the setting we set. So the car will be swinging around, okay. So we are going to the roundabout. So you can see the okay. The car will tend to drift. So if you want this car to be a race car, like for normal driving, it's not really recommended. So the setting for drifting is a bit different from the normal car. Okay.
Take the second exit.
Okay. So I have reached the roundabout. So another thing I want to tell you here, so let me complete the okay.
You have arrived at your destination.
Okay, so another thing, for drift car, you need to change your setting. Okay, go to setting, difficulty. Okay, what you want to do is you need to change this to anti-lock off. Okay, you don't want to have any braking locks. Okay, and steering, change to simulation, traction control off, stability control off. So these two is very important. These two are very important because you need to turn off traction and stability control for you to drift. If you turn this on, it's really very hard to drift. So okay, so now remember to change all this. Okay, change to simulation off. Okay, so turn off everything here and this change to simulation. So now let's try some drift. So I'll show you how I drift at the roundabout. Okay, so normally we start at the center of the roundabout. and then speed up to around 100 kilometers per hour. Okay, and then turn the steering. So you need to control your throttle. Okay, actually the main idea of drift is control your throttle. When your car tend to lose control or over drift already, you need to let go of your throttle. And another thing is the steering. So you keep on doing something like this, like this, like this, and then you watch the car, watch the angle. The sliding angle should be around 45 degree, less than 45 degree. Okay, if you observe your car is like doing too much of the slide already, so you have to stop your throttle, reduce your throttle, and then turn it back to the correct angle. Okay, let's try again. I show you. So speed up a bit. So we need speed to drift. So that's how we do drift at the roundabout. So as you can see, for my car, all these settings I set, I am using automatic transmission and I am using all-wheel drive. And the camber setting just now is making this drift very easy. Okay, so as you can see, it's quite easy. So you just need to do something like this, like you turn your car suddenly to the right and turn to the left, and then the car will be start to drift. Okay, let me show you again one more time. Okay, so that is a simple drift practice at the roundabout. And next I'm going to a mountain side, okay, mountain road, to show you the drift at the road, okay, at the mountain road, which is good for drifting. So okay, let's go. So I'll cut another video and put it in here. Okay, so let's go.